Everyone, here we are with ticker symbol XPEV, and I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I can't pronounce exactly the name of the corporation. Xpeng Inc. I believe the G is silent. I don't know. Everybody wants to correct me or write down the pronunciation. I would really appreciate it. But let's jump into this chart. So I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel. And to all my subscribers, welcome back. And I'm going to have a trivia question at the end of the video, so stay tuned, stay till the end so that you guys can answer it. And it's one of the ways that many investors can pay close attention to the stocks or the cues on what's going on for the next couple of days or what is looking like an importance and relevance here on the chart. So I'm going to jump into it, and I look forward to seeing your guys' answer. So stay tuned till the end because I will ask the question. So here we are with ticker symbol XPEV stock. And this stock has had a run. I mean, it's been running since October 30th. Literally since the 29th is the first day that it started. But it was pretty quiet at first. And then it spiked up since November 3rd. So here we are seeing a run. But November 3rd was a slight pickup. And from that point forward, it's run up. So we're going to kind of break this down. There's some very limited amount of support here. I mean, there is support as we see it. And it's creating a staircase effect, right? And then it ran up. And the question is, will it run up? Or will this actually go in this direction? So this is one of the last staircases here. And we made it here. So could this possibly go down? And then from that point forward, leveling off, it's going to actually create a staircase bounce and then create another staircase up here at a higher point. And you could see that type of bounce. And then from there, it'll go up to the next step. So that is a possibility. But I don't want to sit here and really look at possibilities. But I do want you guys to keep that in mind, that there is a possible turnaround. Because, I mean, this was 2 days straight an upward trend. There's not a single bear opportunity. This was just bullish as it could be. I would tell you guys to look at the inflow and outflow of today and compare it to tomorrow's so that you can see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down based off of the last bearish drop, which was down here. And then I'm going to break this into a support here that is one of the points where the bulls were losing some leverage, but they came back and continued the run. So we're going to look at this based off of 3 points. I've never really done this, but I really want to break it down for you guys. And I'm going to show you guys something that's very interesting in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and get those points done here so we can look at them. And then we're going to look at the most interesting thing about all of this. This is the most interesting thing of the whole entire video. If you guys have caught on to it, then you guys are onto a roll and you guys are paying close attention. And if you haven't, I want every single investor that is watching and viewer to be aware. So we're going to jump to 2 other ticker symbols here. So remember, when this all started was obviously on the 29th. You could see that this was pretty quiet and it dropped on the 28th, and the 29th it started. Now, it was a little bit quiet for Li Auto, but it started since the 29th. From the 29th, you could see that the run had started to curve up, right? And it started running up with the 50-day moving average and then the stock itself. Well, we're going to look at something in just a moment. And I'm going to actually go to NEO. So NEO has been on a run. It hasn't been as steep, but it's been on a run. If you go back, the 28th is right here, but the 29th started right there. This is the beginning of the 29th. This is where it started. I don't know if you're seeing the coincidence of the same days, or if it's just a coincidence, or if there's something that's correlating, right? So the 29th, the run started, and it started going up. So the further out you go, the more steep it looks in NEO. But on NEO, it wasn't as steep as obviously the previous chart that we just saw. Now we're going to go to the next one. So we're going to go now to another one that's looking a lot more like our previous chart. And when you look at the dates, everything was pretty quiet. It comes down. Oh, the 28th. Oh, here we are, the 29th. The 29th. And it started running up pretty steep as well. And you can see the stock running up. So I did a analysis on NEO and I did one on Auto. I would love for you guys to go check it out. I'm going to put the links down below. But very interesting. So I want to say why this is all interesting and important, right? The dates are correlating. Obviously, this has been the one that's had the steepest run. I'm assuming because it's the cheapest one. It's been the one that the most shares could be bought with the same amount of money. So if you were to put the same amount of money in NEO and Auto, and here we are with XPEV. XPEV was the cheapest and it's been able to run the most. So super important, and probably there was a lot less volume going against it. If you really think about it, a lot less volume was going against it compared to the others. If you look up XPV right here, let's look it up. So it had a large amount of volume, but I can imagine that most of its volume was not going against it. It was a lot more volume coming in than going out. So all that stuff has probably done some type of correlation there. And then it started getting pricier today. But yesterday was a lot cheaper. I mean, it was in the 20s before it hit the 30s. And then today it went from like the 30s to hit the 40s. So, I mean, well, almost hit the 40s. And it kind of stopped right there. Now, the question is, could this continue? So we're going to break this down. I want to get this broken down to the T. And we're going to look at our support. And this support level is important. We're going to look at the midway point, which is a point that I would use personally as a support. You don't have to, but since you're watching the video, I hope that you guys find it helpful and informative and see some value in what I'm about to point out. So here we are with the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is 29.43. I can't land exactly on it. Let's see if I zoom in and can land exactly on it. 29.43. It keeps jumping around, doesn't let me. But 29.43 is the 50-day moving average. As long as we're above it, the bulls are in control. The moment we're below it, the bears are in control. So here's our lowest support. This is the main support level that we can see here, where the bears actually appeared and they tried to tear this down and kind of stop it from going up, and then the bulls reappeared, and from that point forward, I mean, this has just been a straight up shot. And then they slightly leveled off here. They tried leveling off here, but it just continued. This is the most leveled off that you see it, and then it continued to rise up to new highs. So 25.26, waiting till there, that's basically waiting till the whole run just went downwards. So you're going to have different cues to pay close attention to depending where you're entered, or if you're long on this one, or if you're looking to pay close attention to this one for the coming days. But 25.26 is the support level, but you're already in bearish territory. So you basically have 4 points here, or 2 points before waiting till this support. If you're long and you've been in way before, somewhere down here, and you have the risk tolerance to wait till that support level, you're more than welcome to. But I do want to point out that you have this one and you have the 50-day moving average at 29.43. This is the first point once it gets into bearish territory. Now, if you want to wait, you can look at how it reacts between the 50-day moving average and this support, and if the bulls have a chance to bring this back up. Super important to keep that in mind. If the bulls have a chance to bring this back up, this could be back up on a rally and an upward trend. So pay close attention to that. But 25.26 is a support level that once the 50-day moving average has been broken through and this gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows, new support levels, and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average. So that's a lot of volatility upward, and there'll be a lot of volatility in a downward trend, even if it takes a couple of days or if it starts next week. That would be way too soon for that to happen. That would just show that this was all profit taking and uncertainty or fear or bad news came out. Those are the only 4 things that could affect this stock going in the other direction. Now let's zoom in here and see what's important. The most important number here for the bulls, which I got to change the color of this. This is not supposed to be red. This is our resistance level. Right now it's at 39.01. For this to continue the run and the 50-day moving average not catch up to the price, the bulls need to break through 39.25. They need to turn that into a support, pull away from this resistance level and turning it into a support to hit new highs and new resistance levels and pull further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Now, if this was to hang out in a sideways movement or slightly fall, I created this support. This is a point of reference I would use personally as an investor to pay close attention to, due to the fact that you still have bullish territory if it hits that, but I would pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting between this support and the 50-day moving average. I personally wouldn't wait till here because this is the beginning of the run, and even if I got in earlier, I would possibly make a decision, or if you look at it as a discount, that's up to you. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to inform every single investor on these cues. I personally wouldn't wait till here because you're already in bearish territory. Depends on how bullish you are too, or what is your goal with the charts and what is your goal with the stock. Are you trying to be in it for a day, couple hours, swing trade, day trade, or long-term haul, right? You're trying to be in it for the long run. So I would personally even just use 33.05. If it gets broken through, it does not signify that the bears have gained control and the bulls have lost all sense of direction here in an upward trend for this chart. I would just be more diligent and vigilant, right? I would be more vigilant. Wow, man, can't even pronounce the word. I'd be more vigilant on the chart, and I'll do more diligent moves accordingly. So 33.05, if it gets broken through, I'd pay very close attention to how this is reacting. How quickly is it moving to newer lows, getting closer to the 50-day moving average? Did it cross it and get into bearish territory, or did the bulls reappear in between the 50-day moving average and the support that I'm showing here, and were they able to bring this back up? Super important to keep that in mind. Pay close attention to the behavior. And if this was to get close to this support, but it doesn't break through it, that could signify and give a sign, because you're still in bullish territory, that the bulls could be leveling off, consolidating, or probably in the works of bringing this back up. But remember, the bulls need to break through this resistance level. That is 39.25. They need to turn that into a support and break away from it to reach new highs and new resistance levels. As always, I hope you guys find this video helpful and informative. If you found it helpful and informative and you feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, please do so. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What are the other two stocks that I showed, and what date is the significance starting from? And the second question is, what is the most important point for the bulls, and why is it important? I look forward to you guys both answering those and both questions being answered. I look forward to your guys' answers. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and let's make some money.